je bois. Le harcèlement, ça commence vite avec toi. Hein. Ah. J'ai fait le plein d'eau. Je suis hydratée. Ça va depuis hier? Ah. Oups. On m'entend à peine. Bah c'est bizarre. Est-ce que c'est la même chose que la dernière fois ou c'est le son du stream qui est en général très bas? Est-ce que peut-être tu n'entends pas la musique? Ah oui, c'est chiant. Je sais pas... Je sais pas comment on change ça, en fait, de mon côté. Bah, j'imagine que t'es au maximum du son. Mais j'avoue, je sais... Enfin, je sais pas comment ça marche. Attends. Là, je suis dans mes settings, mais... Audio... Ah la vache, bah... Je sais pas du tout. Ça a toujours fait ça ou est-ce que c'est vraiment récent? Bah pourtant j'ai rien changé à mes settings donc je ne sais pas trop quel est le problème. Et c'est toujours trop bas là? Attends. Je peux augmenter... En fait je peux augmenter pour pas qu'il y ait de changement... Bon, le seul truc c'est que ça risque de saturer un peu plus mais je peux bouger un peu ces trucs là. Je sais pas si ça change quoi que ce soit. Non, je trouve pas de... Je trouve pas... Et aujourd'hui, je pense que je vais tester un truc nouveau comparé à d'habitude. Je vais essayer de record le stream. Voir si la qualité du son dans la VOD est meilleure que quand je le télécharge depuis Twitch. Parce que, tu sais, il y a cet effet de saturation un petit peu bizarre dans les VOD. Et du coup, je vais voir si ça fonctionne et si ça fait pas des fichiers trop gros pour mon ordi aussi. Donc on va voir. Est-ce que le son est mieux là ou est-ce que c'est toujours trop bas? Ok, bon. Bah désolé de pas pouvoir faire beaucoup mieux. Eh bah, s'il y a une nouvelle musique qui s'est lancée, on s'en fout. On va passer au jeu. Et je vais lancer l'enregistrement. Ah, j'étais en train de bosser sur les miniatures de VOD Among Us. Voilà, en attendant de lancer le stream. Ah, j'ai oublié de faire le... Mince, j'ai oublié de prévenir sur Twitter. Oui, j'ai le même casque que toi. Ouais. Oui, j'ai le logiciel. Tu penses que c'est là-dedans qu'il y a un problème? Je sais pas comment on voit. Tu veux dire le gain d'entrée ou le niveau de sortie? Bah j'y ai pas touché depuis avant, mais... Et j'augmente quoi? J'augmente niveau de sortie principale du coup? C'est ça que je suis censée augmenter? Ah, ok. Est-ce que c'est mieux? Est-ce que tu m'entends mieux? Attends. Non, attends. Voilà. Est-ce que c'est mieux là? Est-ce que tu m'entends mieux? Activer Blue Voice? Oui, Blue Voice est activé. Bonjour! Merci, c'est très gentil. Ok. Bon, bah écoute, je l'ai mis à 100 et on va voir si le truc est mieux. Hop là, hop là. Allez, on passe à Danganronpa. Waouh, c'est très fort dans mes oreilles. Danganronpa. Okay, so as usual, switching to English. Sorry about the introduction in French. Oh, and I said I would start recording and I forgot to do it, so I'll begin now. Wait, let me check the settings. Well, it seems I can't change them, so fingers crossed it's not like too big a file. Let's believe, let's have faith. Okay. That's weird. OBS wasn't too happy about me recording and streaming at the same time, so we'll see how it goes. If it seems to be too much for the computer, and if the stream loses quality, just let me know and I'll stop the recording. Like, it's not that big a deal if the sound isn't great on the VODs. It's whatever. Okay, so we were finishing chapter 5. From what I remember, it was Mukuro Ikusaba's murder. Thanks. It was Mukuro Ikusaba's murder. She was killed, in the garden. We don't know exactly who did it. She was stabbed, but something else killed her. I don't remember what. And it was basically us versus Kyoko, baby girl. So it was kind of sad that we had to fight her. I think we ended up being, like, we decided not to betray her because she was hiding something, but we decided to trust her. So we were chosen as the Blackened, but we were saved by Alter Ego. We ended up in the trash, and she came to rescue us. And that's kind of where we were. So it's all pretty mysterious, but we're reaching the end of the game. So we'll be learning lots of different things soon. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. The same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Right, because the headmaster was Kyoko's father, but apparently the mastermind who is behind the killing game that we're a part of is not Kyoko's father, but this mysterious group of people. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now... Right now, we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Does she have anything else to say? Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room? Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
That's right. Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Hey, Kyoko. We can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then... click. Yes! It opened!
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Thank God. It must have smelled awful in there. Finally, we were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. Chapter 6. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. Deadly life. Alright. Sounds awesome. It's gonna be such a fun time. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up, like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. What a shot! The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. Let alone Kyoko, she could fall for all we know. And she's climbing with those heels, like... Girl, you're so capable. I had no idea we were so far down. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So, Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. Do you want to be my girlfriend? Don't say awooga. Why are you saying awooga? She's a minor, by the way. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So, how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So... Because we take pride in it. Pride.
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort.
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains... Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. The reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There is no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However...
There is something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising
However.
future. However, but he had no interest in detective work. Got confused because of the voice line. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
What?
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression, so I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However.
But there's one thing that I can never forgive. Really?
So.
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However.
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me, even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow. That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever, I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. Wait, your family? You just cut him out like that? Yeah, the ladder is really long. I mean, they did say that it was extremely long and you couldn't even see how long it was because of that. But yeah, they've been talking for ages. Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that, I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence, and after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. I would have been too tired and too scared, and I probably would have fallen and died. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back!
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. It's opening! The hatch opened with ease, and so... Looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of here without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So, now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out... And I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then.
Hang on. Oh, sorry, interruption. Then let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words.
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However.
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. And it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying that rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry, what you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. I said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little... no, super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Okay. I trust her with my life. Because, I mean, I probably would be dead by now. Otherwise. Oh, God. Oh, wow. It's so bad. Can you see? Like, how weird it is? It doesn't move like this usually. Wait. I think I may be asking too much of my computer right now with the recording and the streaming. Plus, I was, like, uploading one video to YouTube. It is just, like, really lagging right now. Yeah. I mean, it's not that big of a deal for me personally, but if you can see it as well, and you probably can, it's just not going to be very fun. So I think I'll just stop the recording. This will be enough to check if it improves the sound. And if the sound is better than like on a downloaded VOD, then I'll try and record them from now on. But I'll check that later. Yeah, okay, yeah, the recording was making me lag a lot. I just can't figure out what the problem is with the downloaded VODs from Twitch and why they're so bad sound-wise. Oh, we're gonna do some gambling. I don't know how useful it's gonna be, but we are going to do some gambling. Okay. Wow, we only have 78. I think a 50-50 isn't too bad. Okay, that was nothing new. That's something new, right? Yes, it was. Oh, wow, we're lucky today. Let's go gambling! Yay, something new! Oh my god. Why are we so lucky? And I'm not going to complain, but that's crazy. And that's not something... 4 times in a row? Oh, that's awesome. And that's something new, right? Yes, it... I mean... It really is crazy how lucky we are today. Like, we aren't necessarily only getting new things, but we're always getting something extra. Look! Look at this! It's so silly that it's working so well. Thank you for making me drink. You know what? I think maybe if I start thanking you, you'll stop having so much fun and you'll stop bullying me. that's all of the coins that we had. Okay. How do we leave? Oh, like this. Okay, but we got pretty lucky today. Hello! Hi! Been a while. You can't sleep? Well, that's pretty bad. It's important that you get some sleep, but if you can't get it, then you're welcome to have me speak in the background, I guess. You should definitely be asleep right now. It sucks that it's not working out, I'm sorry.
Well now.
What is it?
Hey! Kyoko, I don't mind so much, but Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here?
That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Hey, Billy! Hi! Oh wait, he's watching without audio apparently. There you go. Alright! I said he'd be VIP and I forgot to do that. Maybe I should do it real quick. Can I? I forgot how to do it. I think I remember. Wait. Yeah, that's how you do it. Wait, what's his name? Billy Debilus. There you go. And now, can you speak in chat, Billy? Yay! I promised. I forgot, but now it's done. Are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be... Oh, wait, no.
You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
So what if I did? What will he do?
If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again. And this time, I won't leave anything to chance.
Kyoko! Do whatever you feel you have to.
What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing. If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right?
Huh? I lose? You! Explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
because
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as the Blackened and then executed, right?
Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting, because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
right,
And in response to that unexpected development,
indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw away... No. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter Ego! You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid, even after you'd killed it.
am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Makuro, you did.
Listen to me.
So, executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right?
And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto?
But then, if that's true and everyone voted for me during the class trial, then everyone should be executed because they didn't get the right blackened. So I think her argument, while it makes sense, can easily backfire.
And you can prove this, right?
Wow.
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that.
What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence.
That doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth.
And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type.
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you love to inspire. But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence.
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Grr.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. Gar! Oh, ha! Gar! Gar! If you want to earn our despair fair and square, then I suggest you take my advice.
So, what is this advice of yours?
To do Makoto's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial. It's time for one last showdown. One final...
battle between hope and despair.
Sorry, Kyoko, I was talking over you, baby girl. Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, one of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed.
Very.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes. Now, what you've suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
In other words,
Does that mean you accept?
you guys.
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory? Let's have one final grisly showdown.
He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this.
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end. So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here.
All the mysteries?
That's right. Every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that, then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
It's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along.
Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Makuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school, then you win. But if you can't do all that,
We'll all face execution, right?
I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me?
We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
what's wrong?
I remember that for sure. So what?
Well, if the person who killed Mokuro is not a student, then there can be no class trial. I assume that's where she's going. That's what she means, right? Yeah, like there wouldn't have been a class trial if it was just Monokuma who was behind all this. I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement.
You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations, and having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that.
Huh? Makuro's trial is no exception? Then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Makuro...
It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but... okay, enough bones. Anyway, here's the hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but... This killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope Speak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
What?
Listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd he go quiet all of a sudden?
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would ya?
Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Leave me alone. Get out of here.
Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go?
I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Sorry, I sneezed.
Hey.
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. Oh wow, we're her little puppy. I imagine he's laughing, like it's the same maniacal giggle that I have when I'm killing people in Among Us. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away, and just like that, we were out of the gym. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, Makoto, I thought you died!" But no, I climbed back up from the trash pit. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life and was still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you. Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
So...
Well, if their goal is to entertain people watching, then yes, they have something to gain, but more so, they have everything to lose if they don't accept it. Like she said it before, if they didn't, it would mean that they went against the rules. And so people would be quite disappointed if they all of a sudden stopped following the rules and made it super unfair, because there's no point in watching something like this if you know that everyone is going to die. If you know how it is going to turn out, and if you know that the mastermind can do anything they please and change everything that's happening just because they don't like it, then it's not as fun and people are going to be mad. And if it truly is a reality show, then they definitely can't afford that.
Because...
Huh? It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard, like I said. So when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
So...
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? Wow. Again? You can make me drink so often. What's the cooldown? Is it like 10 minutes? Oh, you're green now. You're a frog on Twitch. I was so used to you being red. They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
Listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet somehow, the mastermind was able to do it.
in other words,
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
so
They had to show the world something. No matter the cost, us killing each other. They wanted to show the world.
it would seem
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
in other words,
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope speak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope, to kill each other and sink into despair, the mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal, as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? That's ridiculous.
True.
You're right. It is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto,
I know how angry it must make you, and yet, that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
in other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world, the mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least,
At least that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves. That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Okay, I'm cold, so I'm gonna grab something to not be cold anymore. A blanket. I keep on feeling like super cold and then super hot constantly, and it's not because like I'm sick or anything, just I guess like the blankets that I have are too warm. So after a while it does get too warm, and then I take them off and it's like it's still March, so it's really cold. Well, anyways, Junko broke the rules, so she was punished, but in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And we're still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge.
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance. Because you believed in me, another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I mean, she isn't the ultimate detective for nothing. I didn't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet.
Ooh.
But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, oh, hang on. Sorry. Family, you know how it is. Okay, where were we? Oh, right. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I had showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time,
correct.
or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There is no option except to win.
Hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone.
however,
Is that really possible?
anyway,
Anyway, right now we have to go find the
shall we
others.
go?
They're probably in the dorms somewhere. Shall we go? Alright. She is really smart. Honestly, if she wasn't there, would probably be dead. I mean, I know if this was like the real me, would have died ages ago. Oh. Like, do we have to knock on their door? This is Toko's room. Is she inside?
Hey,
I don't think she's here. Come on, we need to keep looking. Okay. So. No. No. Maybe. This is Byakuya's room. Is he inside?
hey,
I don't think... Okay, yeah, I don't need to read this over and over again.
hey,
No.
hey,
Okay, well, she said to go back to the dorms, but no one's here. Dining hall, maybe? And suddenly, we were greeted with... Uh-huh? You again. Is he broken?
ooh,
I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Jeez, what the heck?
however,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah,
Makoto?
Why does Toko actually look happy? Oh, Billy, why has the brain rot gotten to you?
You guys! It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto. Huh? You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up. Toko is not your friend. She's a serial killer.
What?
Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks.
It's Makoto! He smells like a wet dog!
Get away, shoo, shoo. And in a flash, my tears dried up. Are you really the origin of the brain rot? Like, are you 12?
Yo,
Makoto, what was it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world. Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo. No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo? She's a car, haha. I still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me either. Do you realize why it is you escaped execution? It was Alter Ego. He saved my life.
Right.
Not too many people can say they had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you. So, what have you guys been doing while I was gone?
Well, we figured that since the trial was over, we'd have access to new places again.
And?
No dice. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked.
So there weren't any new areas. Then where can we go to find new clues? Ugh, you stink! Are you rotten? Rotten physically, mentally, everywhere you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while. The smell is so smelly. Okay. Okay.
Makoto.
There is no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain it to everyone what happened with Monokuma. Explain? Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you? That's related to what I have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial.
Last class trial?
In other words.
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
What? Seriously?
how about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right?
No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling you.
Makoto isn't the killer. And of course, it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is that it was all the work of the mastermind. What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it. But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. I just,
However,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules, which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules?
They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean.
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again. Later. So knowing all this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind.
But there's more to it than that, correct?
Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery?
But
But we've been looking around all this time and we still don't know anything, right?
anyway,
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies.
Oh, no!
Everyone? Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible. Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth.
Interesting.
In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say.
but
But figuring out who the mastermind is and how they killed Mukuro and all the school's mysteries,
It's a pretty tall friggin' order.
maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries.
I'm not so sure about that. Huh?
Again, I feel like I keep on drinking all the time.
It's too much water. I'm drowning. He's not a hero. If I throw up because I've drank too much water, you'll be to blame and you'll have to listen. You won't think of him as a hero when that happens. I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone.
You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
That's what I thought too at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? He means that one of us has to be part of the ultimate despair. One of us or multiple people, actually. Like, he isn't lying because if he was lying, once again, his TV show wouldn't work. So, what he said basically means that, like, the murderer and therefore the ultimate despair has to be one of the original 16 students, so all of us plus Mukuro Ikusaba. Hint? Yeah, I don't need to be reading this again. Yeah, no one else was there.
I see.
And he didn't kill. Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable.
But why?
So, in other words,
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in this school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope Speak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukuro and you get 16. I still think it's Junko. So the mastermind would have to be one of them?
that's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us.
It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair, so they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible.
But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active? Well, I think we kind of know that the ultimate despair is a group of people, even if only one of them was
inside the school, someone else could be like right outside, an accomplice, and be handling Monokuma, right? But if it's someone who faked their death, then I feel like it makes sense that they would be able to control Monokuma as they are inside the school, because no one would see them anyways. I don't care how sneaky you are, we would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times. Then maybe Monokuma was an autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still. It's nighttime.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by
Ah,
now,
no.
but
Class trial.
at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway. At this point, I can rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility. Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Master, he didn't take me with him. Do you blame him? The master, the rest feel like coffee with cream, without the cream, or coffee. You're totally useless. So bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko? That's right. Why isn't Kyoko sticking with us? Like, I mean, she knows she can trust us at the very least. It just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too. Wait, how come? Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves? What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing. I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know, but up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto. That's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless. So I figure, at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two. Indeed. Well, I'm not too mad about that. So, you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko? Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can still work together. That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigating doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as splitting up to cover more ground, and then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
So then,
Well, I'd better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the school had been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before. Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of this school. And then we can all escape together. I guess I'll start by taking another look at Makuru's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we found out who killed Mikuru Ikusaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the biolab, and the door in the data center with Monokuma's face on it. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before, that should be open now, right? After that, I'll have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder, which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. That's really useful that they did that. The only thing is, I wish I could check out people's rooms. Like all of the students' rooms in the dorms. Ooh, I'm sleepy. Yeah, like, I definitely want to check everyone's rooms, but I don't think I can do it, which is a real shame. They said all of the doors were opened, but they didn't list these ones. We'll try, though. We'll just go and check. Because if that is possible, I feel like it'd be really interesting. Oh. Junko's room. The door is unlocked. But it has nothing to do with my investigation. No time for detours now. All of the doors are unlocked and you don't want to check? Like... bitch. You said I better check all of the rooms that are now open, and these rooms are now open, and you don't want to check? Like... if someone just told you, oh yeah, by the way, one of them, yeah, sorry, bad words, but they just told us, oh, one of the 16 students was the mastermind, and you have now access to the private rooms of all students, including the ones who are dead now, and you don't want to check them, then you are stupid. The gate's open. We can finally check out the second floor of the dorms, which means I have to do it. Oh. Huh? Why is it in such bad shape? Oh, and there's blood. Is that where she was killed? Because there's blood on the floor. This is the second floor of the dorms? It looks like some ancient ruins. Or no, it's more like a battlefield. Like a bomb blew up here or something. Okay. I can't check the blood on the floor, seriously? That's stupid. It's a little bit scary, if I can be honest. Okay, this door is unlocked. Eee! Why is there an eye? Oh, it's scary, I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. And there's blood here as well. No. I'm really not a big fan of what's going on right now. The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore, it's just garbage. I opened the door just a crack, glanced inside, and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom, just a big pile of rubble. Okay, nothing else. I don't like this. I don't like this. This is the girls' bathroom. Even in a place like this, I can bring myself to go in. Oh, sorry. I'm a girl. I forgot. For me, it was natural. Okay, there's nothing to see here. Kind of fancy bathroom, honestly. More blood. This, but I can't look at it. This is obviously weird and worth checking out. More blood. And this big door, which is the last thing I'll check. Locker room. This room is filled with lockers. Must have been for the Hope Speak students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. Oh! Can I, like, look at all of them? There's a metal plate mounted to the locker. I really want to know what's inside, but there's no way. The ones that are destroyed. I can't imagine any way to get this locker open. I'm not even gonna bother trying. Wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. That must be how you get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers for the locker room on the second floor of the school. And you have to use your e-handbook to open those up. So does that mean? Well, let's just give it a try. I took out my handbook and ran it across the card reader. And then? No luck. Maybe only the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can do it. I wonder if there's like one of them that you can open, if it's one for each remaining student. If you can try them all, there must be a reason, right? Am I wasting my time? Probably, yeah. Cool, that was useless. Awesome. Completely useless. This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It has a more adult atmosphere.
Correct.
It's the headmaster's private room. Kyoko!
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time. Huh? A regret? Kyoko looks almost meek right now. Hang on. Okay. She must be thinking about something. I probably shouldn't bother her. Okay, hidden room. Huh? There's a strange gap in the wall. Is it some kind of design mistake or a construction defect or something?
So...
There's a gap here, but not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. A breeze?
Indeed.
There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall. Open space? Does that mean... You mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. You know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something? A very easy trick, yes. So easy, I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on that PC that I think controls it. Either the right password and the door should open. Enter the right password and the door should open right up.
However...
But I don't have a clue what that password may be. All we know is it's probably made up of letters and or numbers. We can't really go from there. Is it the password? Like, is the password the weird thing that Monokuma told us previously when he got all weird? You're right, that's not nearly enough to go on.
True.
I looked through all his paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been his password. When I think of how much time I wasted on this. A leather chair. I can't imagine a student using something like this. It must have been the headmaster's. Okay. The desk is home to a computer. It must have belonged to the headmaster. There's a PC on the desk. It must have belonged to the headmaster.
It would seem...
Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC still has some search results left on it. Then we might be able to get some info on the ultimate despair?
However...
There's not much, though. Nothing we don't already know.
In other words...
The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy, which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people, whose driving force comes from despair.
However...
And that's all there is. Not much to it there. Not much to it, is there? But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Kirigiri failure. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on. I see. That's a good outlook to have. Okay. Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. Maybe for her, there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can figure it out, no way do I stand a chance. No, wait! There might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of. Or something she didn't want to think of. Like her name and, birthday. For example, what about your name? Gosh, that was my original thought. I didn't say it, but that's actually my first thought was that imagine if it's her name, because like somehow deep down he still cares about her as a father.
What?
Huh? Oh, sorry, I was just trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password. Knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it, just to be sure?
Well...
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, try it. Do whatever you want. Okay. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name. But if that's not it, that might just hurt Kyoko even more.
Hey.
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay. In that case, here goes nothing. I collected myself, then turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed in her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling, and as I finished typing it in... What? That did it? Kyoko, it worked!
Why?
Why? Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko. It's her and her father. She was so cute when she was small. Hey, Kyoko? I may as well not even have been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. A present? Wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it so unusual. No, that's what I want to look at personally. Okay, fine. There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place here. It's pretty cute, isn't it? The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm getting kind of a bad vibe from it, but I mean, we can't not open it. Okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto. Why, you think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous, but surprising, probably. Huh?
It would seem...
If it is what I think it is, at the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see. Wait, so, you know what's in there?
Anyway,
Just don't scream or anything, okay? Are you saying it's something that'll make me want to scream? Maybe it's not that cute then. Okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by heavy step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath, then took hold of the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside and... She said not to scream. Kyoko's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry. Ew? Ew! What was in the box? It was bones. Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined?
I see.
Just as I thought. What? How did you know? Just as you thought? How could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in there, human bones. Well, it's not that I was thinking of the bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body. But that's pretty much the same thing. A dead guy in a box. My father. Huh? What about him?
Correct.
What you found in the box? Those bones? That body? That's my father. Or at least, what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? How can I ask him for his blessing to marry her now? The same man she's been searching for? Hold on, how can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him?
So,
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in this school right now. Alter Ego said that the headmaster was probably here in the school, but the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were us 16 students. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to
in
assume
other words,
that most likely my father was in this school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption anyway. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Or no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility. But I have to believe that at some point she wanted to be proven wrong. Which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties, but was that all there was to it? I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Karigiri detective would never do. Would she really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder. The headmaster's desk. It's probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out, but I really don't want to touch Kyoko's dad's desk without her permission.
Hey,
Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like. Are you sure?
because
Never let anything get in the way of the investigation. I don't. Okay then, if you don't mind. Starting from the top, I opened all the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents. But in the last drawer... Huh? Is this... It's an e-handbook, right? It has a label on it that says in case of emergency. I'd find some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's
in
desk.
other words,
A handbook with no limitations given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what that is. I think you're probably right.
it seem
Might prove useful as we continue our investigation. So that means we can probably go back to the lockers and open them all. Why don't you hold on to it? Huh? But Kyoko! I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. Then I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay? Is that all there was in the desk? Okay, no more clues. Fine. Do I look at this again? What was in the box? It was wrapped up all nice, so I never would have guessed what was inside. Human bones. Huh? This picture. She's so cute. It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Wait, is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko.
why would you?
Well, this is annoying. I came here to get myself free of the past, and yet... to now find something like this. So what do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must have really cared about her.
Why?
Why? What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself, to cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again. And this time he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko.
Hey,
Listen, Makoto. Huh? Can I ask you a favor? A favor? What is it?
so
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this, and I know it'll only inconvenience you that much more, but...
Hey.
Could you leave? Huh?
correct.
Just for a little while. I'd just like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko. Don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little.
Just
I
a
need
second.
to get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko, you told me before about the relationship you had with your dad. How you're only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. But maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you were going to say? If so, it's just a theory. And this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the fact of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right, I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Once I've got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please just give me some time to myself. Okay, I understand. Then I'll see you later. But there was one thing I still hadn't checked. It's not nice to kick me out. Is she really okay? Kyoko, it must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me. To find out what happened to the headmaster. There's no doubt the mastermind performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster, killed Kyoko's father. They killed him. The headmaster is dead. The one leading the Hopespeak staff, the one who finalized the plan to isolate you, was the Hopespeak headmaster, so that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in this school right now. But we were wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the mastermind, which means the mastermind's true identity is... Yeah, I hate when they show you the same flashbacks like 5 times. So close to each other. 15 of us met in the main hall. Add Bukuro to the mix and you get 16. And including me, only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead. Even Mukuro. Even she's undeniably dead. So the ones still left alive are me, Byakuya, Hiro, Doko, Hina, and Kyoko. Only those 6 people are still alive. Then there's no question. Wait, no! That can't be! I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. There just has to be. It's really weird that you can't look at anything. Like, you can't investigate this, even though it's so weird. I wonder if I can open this locker. Yeah, please. Why not try this directly? What about that emergency handbook I found in the headmaster's hidden room? Okay, let's give it one more try. I took the emergency handbook and ran that across the card reader and... Alright, just what I was hoping for. Now let's see what we've got inside. I don't see anything that might be a clue. Okay. Okay. At least it's a little bit shorter. Nope, don't see anything that could be a clue. This thing is practically empty. There's just one thing, some kind of pocketbook. I don't see a name written on it, so I can't say for sure whose it is. There's some writing inside, it could be important. I don't like violating the owner's privacy, but I'd better take a look. It looks like a girl's handwriting. And all the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been really meticulous. Huh? I was flipping through the pocketbook, but my hand froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something familiar written there, words I'd heard before. There's a plan to turn Hope Speak into a shelter and isolate the students here in a communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. Oh. He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our student prodigies safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, our world, it's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world to serve as the foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. So that's... Kyoko? Kyoko knew what her dad's plan was? This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was, and I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko? It couldn't be anyone else. But if this belongs to Kyoko, what was it doing in this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. Plus, there's no way she would leave it there. Especially not after telling Makoto to just take the handbook. She knew he would try and check. Oh, I love that you used the little emotes. I haven't seen this one yet. I think this is the first time you guys used them. She said she hadn't seen her dad since she was little. I just read this. Unless maybe she had a sibling? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing, but when I reached the last page, the question marks spinning through my mind just started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, like the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, scrawled. Okay. What is this? What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? Okay. Yeah, I guess. But I mean, I feel like in games like this one, it's appropriate to have it. I try to have emotes that cater to the games I play. So because I love detective games, I feel like the thinking, the rest in peace, and the surprise one kind of work pretty well. Oh, wow, plenty of things. Is it heroes? This locker is totally disorganized. Whoever it belongs to probably has organization problems in every part of their life. This is a crystal ball. Huh? A crystal ball? No, it can't be. There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. Yeah, because to use this locker, it means that either he lived in the second floor, but like prior to them being captured, or he could come here easily during the killing game, which means he's just part of like the mastermind group. Is this a deck of playing cards? No, they're tarot cards. But wait, aren't those used for telling fortunes? It's just a coincidence, right? There's all kinds of textbooks and notebooks stacked up in no particular order and dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever's stuff this is didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. Trying to act as casual and natural as possible, I picked up one of the notebooks I saw. The moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of easiness I may have had evaporated. What? There was no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook was written Yasuhiro Hagakure. Is this our Yasuhiro? The notebook also contained a large number of notes for a variety of different classes, which would mean he attended classes here? No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to this school at the same time as the rest of us, and we're all sucked up into this evil world. We never had the chance to take any classes. So what is this notebook? Well, he has seen the pictures of people who clearly knew each other before these events. So I don't think it's crazy that Yasuhiro went to school here before everything happened. But the more I see, the less it makes sense. Because these lockers, I mean, they had to belong to the previous students, right? So why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the lockers that look like they belong to people here? A notebook that seems like it belongs to Hiro, and a pocketbook that seems like it belongs to Kyoko. There has to be some kind of explanation. But if I want to find that out, I have to keep moving the investigation forward, and I have to believe in everyone. Okay, can I come back there? Because there's one more thing I haven't checked. Because she kicked me out. I don't want to talk to her. I just want to check out the last thing that I didn't check. Okay. Well, it's mostly the 4th floor, so let's go there. Ooh, I'm so sleepy. Do I still have business there? I don't think so. I think I've checked everything. Oh, water. thank you for waiting a little bit longer before making me drink again. I do appreciate. Because I was starting to feel bad earlier. Monokuma door.
Hey, Makoto.
Ah, Makoto, are you here to look around too?
Is that what you're doing here?
Yeah, I can't help but wonder about that Monokuma door. So I figured, if all the doors in school had been unlocked, that one should be open too, right? Although, I couldn't bring myself to open it. 'Cause it might explode, right? And that would really suck, so you open it.
I'm sure she didn't mean it, but she made it sound like she was okay with me getting blown up. Okay, so I guess I'll open it.
Ah, wait! Let me take cover first. I don't want to get exploded.
Hina raced over to a nearby desk and hid underneath it.
Okay, go ahead.
Everything will be okay, right? Alright, here goes nothing. I threw all my weight into it, but the door opened much easier than I expected. There was no explosion, thankfully. My first impression was...
This place is totally sci-fi.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. There's some kind of hatch on the floor, but right now I'm more concerned about that weird device. What is this device? It looks like some kind of control panel. It's really over the top though, like some kind of military installation or something.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a mech cockpit, right? Hifumi would probably freak out if he saw it.
Cockpit? So the Monokuma room has a control panel that looks like some kind of cockpit. Then could that mean...
Alright, let's start poking at it or whatever. I'm gonna start pushing buttons.
Hold on, you can just or whatever something like this. But it was too late. Hina was already jabbing away at the control panel.
Huh? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I think it came from the other room. Hina, what did you push? I'm not totally sure, but I think it was that one. The button that says data center. Data center? I took a good look at the control panel, and I saw a bunch of buttons, each with the name of a room next to it. Just like Hina said, there was one labeled data center. That must be the one she pushed. The data center? That's right next door. The room we were just in. That's where the strange noise came from. I'd probably better go check it out.
Yes, please. I'm kind of scared out of my mind right now, so I'll just cheer you on from over here.
Cool, thanks, girl. The Monokuma will just be here, right? It's just the buttons to tell him where to go. Did I just hear what I think I heard? Is that Monokuma? Hey! Gar! Gar! Give me all your donuts! Yeah, okay, she's the one speaking. Is that you, Hina?
Oh, oh man, busted! How did you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, what is this? Some kind of remote control camera kind of setup?
You don't even know what you're controlling?
Well, I mean, I can't really see anything from in here. Ah, guess what I found? A self-destruct button.
Whatever you do, don't push it.
Oh man!
Were you seriously gonna push it? Anyway, I guess that settles it. The room with the Monokuma drawing on it and the control panel inside controls Monokuma, yeah.
Wah! Hey, Makoto! What the heck was that just now?
Monokuma.
Huh? What do you mean?
What you were controlling just now? It was Monokuma. Monokuma?
What, for real?
Yep, it looks like that panel definitely controls Monokuma, which means the mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. Yeah, they were definitely in here. The mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. This control room is totally separate from the data center area with all the monitors. In other words...
Hey.
Maybe the mastermind can't monitor us and control Monokuma at the same time. Kyoko's theory was right.
mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from here, that means they've been inside the school this whole time, right? I guess that would have to be true. But if that is true... Oh my god, I don't need the flashback again. Seriously, I remember that the mastermind, Monokuma's puppeteer, really is the 16th student? No, it can't be. There's no way, right? What's wrong, Makoto? I don't like that face you're making. Oh no, it's nothing. Oh, okay. What about you? Is everything okay? Oh, well, it's just... This is where the mastermind's been hiding, right? Who knows if they set up traps or something? I can't say it isn't possible, but I really hope it's not true. So, like, you wanna leave soon? There's still lots of other places to check out. Yeah, good point. We can't waste all our time standing around here. Okay, you wanna get going? Yeah. As soon as the door to the data center was closed, I heard a strange sound. What was that? The door! It just locked on its own. What? My hand shot out to grab the doorknob. You're right, it's locked. But why? Wait, was someone waiting in there with us? Because if they are controlling Monokuma, and this is the room from where you control Monokuma, then they were hiding there. Were they hiding in the hatch, like in the floor? Of course it's locked, because the data center is now restricted. Monokuma? Hey, no fair! You can just go around restricting whatever you feel like. It's for your benefit. Because if that room stays open, I won't be able to move around. Imagine how depressed everyone would get if the school mascot just happened stopped moving. In that room. As you may have guessed, that's where my controls are. So right now you're being operated by someone in that room? Correctamundo. But that doesn't make any sense. We were just in there and we didn't see anyone. Oh, you didn't, did you? Are you sure you were as thorough as you should have been? Did you happen to check a certain suspicious hatch? No way. The hatch on the floor? Too bad. That was your one big chance and you blew it. Of course, that hatch can be opened from the outside anyway, so whatever. Now then, this room is officially restricted, so no more investigating. I'll be relying on you guys to tell the others. Peace. He's gone, but... Was he telling the truth? The mastermind was hiding in there? In fact, if you think back to when we got locked out of the control room, that proves it for sure. Then when I said we should leave... Well, that hatch couldn't be opened from the outside anyway, right? So it's not your fault. Okay. Anyway, we don't have to let it get to us. We have to stay positive and make the most of the time we have left. You're right. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's keeping my body moving. Okay, I'm gonna go run around and tell everyone what we found here. Nice, you've got me all motivated again. Okay, I'm out. See you later. Hina took off at full sprint. And I have to do what I can too. That's the only way forward. Okay, well... I think I'm gonna stop here. I'm pretty tired and we've been at this for quite some time now. I mean, it's been nearly 2 hours. And I know for a fact that we don't have enough time to finish the investigation right now. So I think we can finish it next time because we still have plenty of rooms to check before the class trial. So I feel like surely we'll have enough material for like another stream. And I'm a bit too tired and my voice kind of hurts. So yeah, but it was, as usual, quite interesting. We learned a lot of new stuff today. Like, sometimes the game feels a bit slow and you aren't really learning anything. But here, holy shit. Yeah, we learned a lot of stuff. The very fact that someone is now hiding in the data center to control Monokuma is proof that none of the survivors are the one who controlled Monokuma. Like, they could be part of the ultimate despair,
because it's a group of people. It's not just one person. So they could be part of it, but at the very least we know none of them controls Monokuma. That doesn't prove that none of them controlled him in the past, but right now it's pretty certain that it just like can't be any of them, because it would be way too suspicious if they locked themselves inside the room and were never to be seen again. So yeah, that's all of my thoughts. I mean, I still suspect Junko just because like her death wasn't like the others, but yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see next time. Well, anyways, I don't know about big brain time. It's very sweet of you, Billy, but I really don't know that my brain is that big. But it's a theory, and it's better to have a theory and be proven wrong, but having tried to think for yourself than to not have any theories and just not even try to think. Like I play these kind of games because I like the mysteries and I like trying to solve them, even though I'm not the best at it. So yeah. Well, anyways, yeah, it was a fun stream as usual. Thank you for hanging out, and I'll probably see you next week. I don't know for sure if I'll be streaming Danganronpa next week, but at the very least, we have Among Us planned, so I'm looking forward to that. Bye-bye!